Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the worst reviews ever. Today it's the sophisticated jerk and amazing up in here. So we're gonna do a quick review on the movie Wicked. We went out there, watched it a couple I'll say weeks ago. We was kind of delaying on this one, but so how's Christmas so far? How's everything going with you? I see you still got your tree up. When you taking it down?
It's literally Christmas Day.
Need to go down today. No, I'm just How long
After
do you
the
typically wait for
entire
everything
years.
before you take it down?
I feel like it's bad luck if you take it down before New Year's Day.
Damn, okay. All right then, but we'll go ahead. We'll jump into this review. So let me pull up the slides real quick. So we're going to review Wicked today. So Wicked is a 2024 American musical fantasy film directed by John Chu and written by Winnie Halsman and Dana Fox with songs by Steven Schwartz. So the summary for this is Elphaba, is that her name again?
Alphaba.
Elphaba, there you go. Thank you. Appreciate you. A misunderstood young woman because of her green skin and Glinda, a popular girl, became friends at She's University in Land of Oz. After an encounter with the wonderful Wizard of Oz, their friendship reaches a crossroads. So, all right, the directors and producers for this movie again, directed by John Chu, produced by Mark Platt, David Stone, and the cast for this movie: Cynthia Erivo as Afalba Thrope. I know I'm butchering it, but yeah. So Ariana Grande as Galinda Upland, and it's Glinda the Good, right?
Yep.
And Jonathan Bailey as Flirio Tiglar, Ethan Slater as Bog, Marissa Bode as Nerissa Throop, and that's the sister in the film. Peter Dinklage as the voice of Dr. Dylan, the talking goat. Michelle Yeoh as Madame Morrible, and Jeff Goldblum as the Wizard of Oz. So, all right, you know how we do it, man. We got to rate the film based on the rating scale. So, what would be your rating for this movie? Amazing.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Damn. So, you got it between very good and excellent.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to give it a 7.3. So, it's in very good territory. But, I can't go beyond 8. So, all right. I'll toss the questions to you first. Why'd you give it that rating?
So I actually was a little bit confused only because when we went to the movie, I've never seen the musicals or any of the some of the remakes. So I had just assumed that this was honestly like a remake of the Wizard of Oz, like the 1939 Wizard of Oz, and didn't realize it was more like of a prequel to a musical. So I knew it was a musical, but I thought it was more of a remake of the actual Wizard of Oz. Not realizing to me it was more of the prequel. The other thing that so anyway, sorry. The reason I gave it the 8 was because I really liked, I had no idea that the Wicked Witch was ever good. So I like that aspect of it. Like it was just like the true prequel, but I loved the background. Like it didn't seem fake to me. I thought all of like the magic scenes, the talking animals, the green train that came and picked up Galinda, or not Galinda, the Wicked Witch, and then Galinda went. But I thought everything was just really like the set was amazing. I thought. I would definitely recommend it. And I thought the plot and storyline was great because again, it went kind of back to the original, like good versus evil, but also kind of like nature versus nurture, and kind of gave you like the background of actually the wicked witch. She was started off as good. And Galinda was kind of a bully. So Galinda the Good in the beginning was kind of the bully before they made their connection. And I thought it did a good, gosh, I'm trying to think of a good word for it. Just, I guess, a good build up to all of the things that happened to Elphaba. And so it kind of gives you like insight to what eventually makes her evil. Scenes, actresses that stuck out. I think Ariana Grande was amazing. Not just her singing, her voice just can go all over the place. If you've ever listened to her impersonations, I just think she's excellent. And then of course she's also an amazing actor. So with the singing, the acting, and then Elphaba, Cynthia, her role was also fabulous. They have super good harmony together. I think they sang, their songs just mesh so well together, their voices. And I love watching all of the interviews they've done together as well. I think that just like makes you love them more. They just mesh together so well. If I was the director or producer, what would I change or do differently? Right now, I can't think of anything. I thought even the way this movie went into a part two, which I was not expecting. I thought it was a smooth transition into where you kind of got like an ending, but you're waiting to see, okay, like what's going to happen next. The other thing I wanted to mention was this movie was literally almost 3 hours long. I didn't feel like I was sitting there for that long though. Like I thought it went, I mean, obviously it was a long movie sitting there. You knew it was a long movie, but I didn't think that it felt like it was over 2.5 hours. I'm trying to think of what else. Another scene that just really stuck out to me was when Fiario, I think that was his name, how he actually seems like he ends up being more like undercoverly in love with Elphaba versus Galinda. So I like that. I really, really liked the professor, the goat professor. I liked his character a lot. And I also didn't realize, so I heard somebody else talking about this and I totally missed it. Maybe you caught it. There was a scene in the movie at some point when I think they were telling me at the school, like a mural shatters or something, and it shows actually like animal people running the school, which makes me think that, okay, that's why they were trying to get rid of the animal people. So they were trying to, the professor mentions the common enemy to bring people together, and they decide that common enemy is going to be the animal people. So I'm wondering for the next movie on how that plays out more and how they were trying to get rid of the animal people. The other thing, I know I'm kind of jumping all over. The other thing that I liked about this movie, which was different than the Wizard of Oz, is the professor, or what is it? The guy behind the curtain?
The wizard.
Yeah, the wizard. So the actual wizard. I can't think of his name though. I thought, did he have a name? Anyhow, where in this one he's kind of like the grand between him and the professor at the school. They're both kind of like the most wicked of them all. Where in the actual Wizard of Oz, he's just kind of like a quirky little scaredy cat behind the curtain. Where in this movie, it shows him as, you know, really kind of being the mastermind, along with the professor, of kind of being the wicked and trying to get everybody to do what they want. So I just thought it really was a good, more of the prequel to the actual Wizard of Oz. And I was a huge fan of the Wizard of Oz movie. So.
All right. Nah, I had to look up the time because I didn't even think about it until you said that, because I was like, yeah, it didn't seem like almost 3 hours. So that's a good point, because yeah, it flowed through pretty good. So I might have to definitely bump up my score a little bit. But the reason I initially gave it a 7.3, a little too much musicals, but still good plot and storyline. So I thought it was a good movie, especially, you know, I think the anticipation, you know, we grew up watching Wizard of Oz, like, and to have it go back and kind of break down and show the storyline of, you know, the Wicked Witch. Because like you said, in Wizard of Oz, you just see some witches like terrorizing everybody. But to kind of see the beginning phase and why they kind of the way they were. I like how they captured that in the movie. Would I recommend this to anyone? Yeah, I definitely would. So what did I think about the plot of the storyline? Going back to what I initially said, I think the way that they showed the beginning phase of it, I really like that because like I said, typically you just saw the Wicked Witch of the West and what was it, the East? So to kind of
Mm.
show the beginning phase of how they got to that point, I think that was a good point. And then also it kind of, I say, poses that question where it's just like, were they actually wicked? Because if what they were doing was trying to help out people and save the animals and stuff, and kind of exposing that the wizard didn't really have any powers, it's just like I see in the earlier movie that we watched, the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, she was the villain, but kind of just exposing the wizard. She might have been actually like the superhero, what we typically would say in these movies and stuff. So I like how they kind of showed that dynamic was like, damn, okay, shit, the Wizard of Oz was actually really kind of crooked, and they just framed her as being wicked, to kind of, sometimes what they do to scare the public to fall behind them and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, sometimes you need to paint somebody as the enemy to get everybody rallied behind you. So it's kind of that's what the wizard actually did. So yeah, I think they showed a good job of like the build up to the actual movie that everybody grew up on and stuff like that. Yeah, some of the scenes that stuck out in performances, like you said, I think everything flowed good. So there wasn't one specific scene I'll say that stuck out until they really got to Oz, and she started kind of seeing how the Wizard of Oz was fraudulent. So, and also I like the one scene where the monkey started changing when she did the spell. So yeah, she was the only really legit one that like actually like knew some magic to that degree. So I think I like how they actually show that too, where the wizard was just had all these like machines and stuff, and you saw some of that play out in the Wizard of Oz. But yeah, he was definitely fraudulent, and how they wanted to get her because she actually knew the magic, and that she could kind of legitimize the wizard to a certain degree. So I like how they kind of showed that component where when she kind of went rogue, it was like, oh, she's wicked. Everybody turn on her, and now we got this common enemy in place. Would I change anything about the movie? Typically, I try to make some changes, but nah, I like the way how this one flowed. Like you said, the time thing, I didn't catch that until you said it. Flowed all the way through. So nah, I wouldn't change anything because, like you said, it's building up to the second part. So a little less musicals for me, but because I would like to see, because like you said, they was like great actors and actresses in this movie. So I get it. The original one had a lot of musicals too, but I actually think they did a solid job acting where some of the acting could have carried it out. But I think a lot of people did like the musicals, like you said. So they can sing. So it didn't bother me too much because the fact that they can actually sing in real life definitely helped. But yeah, me, I little less musicals. So the next one, okay, are you gonna change your score or stay the same? Amazing.
I think I'm gonna say the same.
So you're gonna stay at the 8. So in between very good and excellent.
Yep.
Yeah. After hearing what you said, because yeah, with the time thing, that's crazy. 3 hours. I was sipping on a drink in the movie theater. Shout out to them for providing those type of beverages. So, but yeah, I didn't think we was in there that long. It didn't seem like it. So I got to put some respect on it. So yeah, I got to go up to an 8 because it's just showing how crooked the wizard was and how they painted her as like the villain. I like how you get to see the earlier phase. So yeah, I'm gonna put some respect on their name and bump it up to an 8. But all right, we'll go ahead. We'll close this one out. We just wanted to do a quick review because yeah, we was kind of sitting on this one, man. We saw it about 2 weeks ago, going to the movie theater. But any closing words on this one? Amazing.
The only thing, and this could definitely be for, I guess, part 2 that I'm hoping to see in part 2 is more connection between the Wizard of Oz and part 2. So like more linkage maybe between the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, and Scarecrow. So I thought there was a little lion cub, I think, in Wicked 1, which I've heard maybe was like the original lion as
okay.
like a baby.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, so not necessarily connected to this one, but I'm hoping in the next one that there's more kind of connections. And then just one thing to point out that I thought was super impressive is from what I have read and seen in interviews, Ariana Grande and then Cynthia did the majority of all their own stunts and actually did like live singing. They were doing like sing overs when they were flying and everything. So I thought that was pretty neat. I think it goes to show again how talented they both are to do their own stunts, be flying through the air and actually live singing versus I feel like so many people nowadays kind of do the voiceovers and stuff. So I thought that was pretty neat. That's all I got.
No, I like because I forgot about the Lion Cup, so that definitely would make sense in that, like showing some of those things, and then I think that because in the original Oz was the Wicked Witch of the West and East, were they sisters in that?
Mm-hmm. I think they were sisters.
Okay, so I was wondering if her sister that went to. Yeah, so I was just wondering if her sister becomes the other Wicked Witch with her, since he's at the school too. So yeah, I would like to see that how they if she like recruited her too, like, oh, okay, y'all mess with my sister and I'm going with her. So there's definitely some build up. Like I hope they put that in the next one. But all right, y'all, we out of here. Definitely check out this movie and keep tuning in. Peace.